to think that you have to go to college to know anything about life, that's a myth. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'd like to address more or less what I'm going to call like an underlying problem with how we view college and how we view like life transitions. Like, why is it that we think when we're graduating from high school, oh, okay, well, after I graduate college, then I can start my life. Or we think after I get married, then I'll start living. Like, why do we think that? And while a lot of us might not think that just offhand, like we all deep down almost have that drilled into us. You know, as we go through life and we grow up, it's as if we need to accomplish thing after thing after thing, like achievement, life stage. Like we can never start living until we do something different. But or if some event happens, then we start living our lives. But I disagree with that strongly. You see, here at the Debt Free College Kid channel, we're all about freeing your future and enjoying the benefits of it now. Now, granted that you might need to sacrifice some enjoyment now so that you can get yourself out of whatever hole you might have been digging yourself into to start with, but I'd like to just address this idea that, okay, once I get my degree, then I can start living responsibly. Oh, once I have a lot of money, then I'll start living rich. Which, you know, people mistake living rich, but I'll talk more about that later in the video. For now, like, why is it that we can't start living our lives now? I mean, it is your life that you have control of. God gave you the sense of self, but also your ability to assess a situation, use your intellect to choose whatever decision you want, okay? He has given you that freedom. And if you have that freedom, then you can make a choice that will have many, many effects down the road. If that's the case, then in reality, we are living our futures now. Like, and I'm not trying to go down the rabbit trail of, oh, are we living in the present? Or are we living in the future and the past at the same time? No, that's another conversation for another time. But like we are living our lives now. And I want to make sure that you feel empowered to make wise decisions with your finances, with your college academics, who you hang out with, your friends, what your values are personally, not what is popular, what's not what your family is trying to shove down your throat. But now, I do want to say this. Family, if you have a good family who loves you and wants the best for you, that can be an invaluable resource to determining what your code of ethics is, what you use to make decisions and assess life situations. So I'm not discounting that, but what I am saying is that you personally must make a choice. And like, there are so many examples of people who have not gone to college or have dropped out of college, and they went on to have successful lives and careers. Granted, a lot of them became entrepreneurs because no one wanted to hire them, but I think that's changing. I really do think that. If you're just willing to work, to put in the grit, to actually learn the skills needed for a job or position, like hiring managers don't care. They want to make sure that, hey, do you have what it takes to be committed to the role, to the company, and to their vision? And do you have the competency to do the task well? That's what they are looking for. So if hiring managers only care about what you can contribute, getting a college degree is only valuable for the knowledge you gain. If you're not learning anything, going to college is more or less a waste of time. But I might cover that in more detail in another video, but I just want to, like I said, you're living your life now. If you realize, hey, you know what, college is not for me, go to a trade school. You can apprentice under people. I mean, I remember during my gap year, I apprenticed under a framing contractor and a carpenter. I learned so much about that trade and about what skills are necessary. You know, what's the difference between 5/8 and a 1/4 inch? Like, all these practical things I learned. And you learn the lingo of the industry, so many things. And to think that you have to go to college to know anything about life, that's a myth. I just want to dispel that right now. Now, college does have a lot of benefits. You do learn a lot more of how to think, how to learn more effectively in high pressure situations. But, you know, there's a caveat to that as well. If you have the grit to do it yourself and to teach yourself, you can go on YouTube. You know, after watching this video, you could just go on a YouTube rabbit trail to good, knowledgeable sources and learn everything that a college degree could teach you. But see, that's the thing. A lot of people lack the motivation. They think, oh, I'm not starting my life until college. So they think to themselves, maybe not consciously, but they agree to this idea. And they think, well, I need to just trudge through all the academics, all the courses, and then I'll come out of the end, and then I'll be able to go full-fledged into my career, the direction I want to go. And that's not true. Instead, what you should do is you should say, okay, where do I want to go 20, 30, 50 years down the road? What is the shortest path between me and where I want to go? And then take that route. If you say, all right, you know, I'm going to go to college for this year and I'm going to learn as much as I can and see if I've learned all that I need to know for whatever industry. Then you can assess, like, okay, should I stay in college? Have I learned what I need to? If not, stick with it. Or if you have the money to and you want to experience college, like all 4 years, if you want that enjoyment, that fun that people have always talked about, that college is the best time of year. If you want to experience that, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't. If that's where your goals are, go right ahead. You know, but I want you to do it wisely, not with taking out student loans, because then that will prevent you from continuing on the path of your vision. And I just don't want you guys to be held back. But now to cover that topic that I referenced at the beginning. If you think that you can't start living like a rich person until you have lots of money, then you might not be considering how rich people really live. I mean, sure, we have Elon Musk and, you know, all the Gates family, and, you know, we have all of these billionaires that we see on the news, but we rarely consider the millionaires right down our street. Like they are there. Believe it or not, a lot more people are becoming wealthy and have like actual money by living how people perceive poor people living, going to thrift stores, budgeting conservatively. And well, I mean, poor people don't really budget. I mean, that's a generalization, I know, so don't come after me, but yeah, there's actually a difference between what we think rich people live like and what we think poor people live like, and how those groups actually behave. If you look, like I remember, I grew up in, not the richest part of town. I mean, it wasn't as low income as like a ghetto, but we still had some rundown houses in our neighborhood. Crime wasn't really high, but it was just a lower middle class neighborhood. And I remember going to friends' houses, and I could tell that they had no money. And here they are. Their family has a large flat screen TV, and they have all sorts of bells and whistles. They have all sorts of cars in the driveway that are really nice cars. But did they really have financial freedom? Were they were more or less living fake rich instead of real rich. On the other hand, I've seen actual millionaires, and I've talked with them, and they live modestly. Like, if you didn't ask them how much their net worth was, which I had to pry it out of them for them to tell me, and I'm not going to say their names on this channel because they'd be totally embarrassed, and I wouldn't want that, but they lived modestly. They didn't have a TV in their living room. They didn't have the latest and greatest cars. They just had, reliable vehicles. They didn't have a large house, but they did have a well-kept house. If they needed something, they'd go out and buy it with cash. And, I really admired them, and they left an impression. And that's partly why I was thinking, there's a debt-free journey that I can choose to take, or I can choose to leave behind and to forsake. And I looked at their life, and I looked at my friend's life, and I was like, man, do I really want to do I want to be going to fast food places all the time, trying to look real rich? Or do I want to actually be rich and have like stores of choice food and oil? All these things come to my mind, and I chose the debt-free route. And I hope you will too. If you notice that if you buy something with high quality, then it will last you a long time. And that's sort of the idea behind rich people becoming rich. They don't care about what the Joneses do. You've heard the saying, keeping up with the Joneses? That basically means like trying to keep up with the fads of society, trying to make sure that you are on the cutting edge. Oh, if there's a TikTok post about this popular product, keeping up with the Joneses is saying, oh, I better get one of those, and then doing it. Whereas if you want to live like you're actually rich, like rich people actually live, they'll say, oh, that's neat. I don't need it. I'm not going to buy it. Imagine that. Just saying no will help you become rich. You don't have to buy everything. You just need to buy the things you need. And if you want something, go ahead and save up and buy it. I mean, that millionaire family I was talking to you about, they have all sorts of stuff that, you know, they enjoy. They have all sorts of water equipment. They like to go out on lakes. And, you know, I just admire them for that. They do have toys, but they have paid for their toys with cash. And so, yeah, I just want to address that paradigm also. Like, there's a difference between poor people who have the latest and greatest technology and actually rich people who have money, who don't have credit card debts or car payments. They live modestly. And so, yeah, those two things. The fact that the idea that you can't start living your life and can't start making choices for your future or start living into your future and pursuing your dreams until you graduate college, that's false. And also that you have to, I don't know, like, live fake rich. You know, fake it till you make it. No. Don't fake it till you make it. Live like a poor person now, because if you're a college student, we're all broke, right? You know, we are all starting from ground zero. And how we can choose to either dip down below zero by taking out debt, or we can decide to stay and go only as fast as we can make money. If you found this video helpful or encouraging, be sure to share it with a friend. You know, this debt-free college kid journey is not just for me, not just for you, it's for every young person pursuing an education the right way, responsibly. So be sure to share it. Also, subscribe and like. That helps more people get exposure to it, as well as you sharing. And give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next video. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a weekend review. We'll see. Check it out. Hey y'all, I just got done with helping out my church with their live stream, and now I'm heading off to the caf to grab some food so that a group of friends and I can go flying. So I just got my food, and now I'm heading over to friends. They're gonna pick me up and drive me to the airport, where we'll then fly. Oh, I think that's them now. James, where's the switch?
It should be on the inside.
Yeah. Just go up.
Yeah. Or
okay.
you know that.
I mean, that works too.
Whoa.